Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me in Gigi's Garden. Thank you, Jehovah, for this wonderful day. Welcome back. I know I haven't done a garden update or anything here lately. I was sitting here depressed for a while, thinking that I wasn't even going to continue to try to garden. But I pushed myself, and I'm pretty happy that I did. And I went on and got out here and did some gardening. First things first, my little pawpaw trees. Okay, I had a ton of pawpaw trees. Only three of them grew. Only three of them made it through that last terrible, terrible frost. This one's doing pretty good. And this one, between a little pest pressure and the high winds that we had with those last couple storms, of course they're a little beat up, some of them. And this one, look at how beautiful she's doing. So I don't know what a pawpaw is. I do know that it's native to America. It's one fruit they cannot import. I mean, they can't export it. They can't ship it because it's so tender that it will die. So they can't put it in grocery stores, send it to grocery stores and things like that. So the best way to get them is to find them in the woods or buy them online like I did. So that's what I did. So now the pawpaws are grown. But I got some other happy news. I hope you guys can see them. My bush beans are all coming up, even though some are being eaten. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant a few more. Also, my dinosaur kale and my I can't remember what they're called. Kohlrabi and dinosaur kale. Can you see them coming up? I just sprinkled them. I also have some little tiny basil. That's my holy basil. Hopefully it works. Okay, something totally snapped that off. That's a whole tomato plant. What in the world? A whole tomato plant. I just found out. So my other tomatoes are doing pretty good. This still has life in it, honey. I'm going to put it in the ground right now. I don't know what snapped it off, but it was wrong for doing it. Yeah, put that back in there. And these are the Cherokee red tomatoes. This is my goji berry. My plum tree. Of course, my leaning pear of Pisa. But look at this, what I'm really happy about. Now, these trees are about 2 years old. I think they were grafts, but they were grafted onto an older stock. But look at this. This is an apple tree. I hope you can see it, my first apple. Look at that. So I'm excited about that. That thunderstorm destroyed some of my elderberries. So I just took them and stuck them in the ground all around. My other little apple tree is doing well. Kesha is doing well, running. These are Mr. Stripey tomatoes. I just bought these two little Mr. Stripeys the other day. I just killed a cabbage moth because it got on my nerves. And here's my cabbages. Just looking at those. Look at that. Good. And I'm super stoked. Look at that. Ginger. Excited about the ginger. I did. Something is just killing my stuff. I don't know what it is. This was a zucchini plant, but something bit it in half right there. I got one over there that's being eaten by something. These are weeds. Another zucchini, yellow squash. I put these over here. This is infested with ants. I put two zucchini plants in here, so we're gonna see if they survive. because I have to clean all this out and put my Malabar spinach in there. Hopefully it'll have enough time because it is kind of late in the year. So hopefully it'll have enough time to finish and seed. That's what I need, because last year it didn't get to reseed itself. So, but 2 years it came back, but last year it didn't get to come back, so it didn't come back. But something else exciting happening in the garden. Y'all remember my little passion fruit vine? I told you I had 2 of them over here. One just popped up out of nowhere last year, and the other one I bought. The one I bought, I put in a grow bag. It totally died. It's dead. The grow bag is empty. I literally have, okay, so I put some seeds at the end of this trellis on the other end, right there. Passion fruit seeds from an actual fruit that I got from my friend Trina. I have literally 13 passion fruit vines coming up here. So let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go over here to the other side. Look. 5, 6, 7. Try not to step on any. 8, 9. Got a little one there. I don't know, they're coming up everywhere. 9. There's 10, 11, 12, 13, this one here. So I did plant a bunch of seeds like right here, and why these are all over, I don't know. I mean, do I appreciate it? Yes. So what I'm gonna, oh, there's a whole nother one over here I didn't even see. Look at this one, 14. Huh. They just keep popping up. So I'm excited. What I am going to do is I'm going to cut the weeds down around them by hand, and I'm actually going to put up, I have 2 cattle panels over there, so I'm going to put up a cattle panel trellis like right here, so that way, especially so the big ones will crawl this way instead of going that way toward the woods, and I won't be able to get the fruit. And so if I put a big enough cattle panel here, I mean, I think everything will be able to grow up on the cattle panel. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. So, I never knew. This garden just keeps on giving. It never ceases to amaze me what I might find when I come out here. Some of these things I planted, some of these things I didn't. So, I'm excited. Like, I know I had a stray. I just had one pop up. One passion fruit vine just pop up. I had bought 2. They both died. They were both in grow bags, and they died. But now I got like 13. I'm going to weed over there. I'm going to put up some cattle panels. I'm going to let them grow. I'm going to encourage them as much as I can. So just having things pop up is always, always, always exciting to me. I'm waiting for ground cherries in here in my little orchard area. I'm waiting for the ground cherries. But I did have plenty of little tomato plants coming up everywhere. I know these are cherry tomatoes because that's what seeded itself here before. So there's tons of cherry tomato plants. Look, just coming up everywhere in here. Look, oh, look at them. There's a whole bunch right there. Look, they're all just coming up. So I am going to let them grow because that's what I want. I want those cherry tomatoes. My little nasturtiums is growing over here by my little trees. This is my other apple tree. And my poor peach trees are straight struggling, and I don't know what to do about my peach tree because look, this poor little thing. But it's still green. So I think it's still trying to make it. And its sister is doing the same thing. I don't know. They're still green. They're still green though. Looks like they're still trying to make it. So I also have some dill here, and I put a bunch of little seeds in here So hopefully I can get some other little herbs and things like that in there. Hopefully. Come on, Kesha, you walking on the tomato plants. That's what we do over here at Gigi's garden. Elderberry, it's ridiculous how big those elderberries got. And if you remember last year, I'm gonna see if I can get close enough in here to show you. I cut them all the way down. If you can see the brown, that's where I cut them down to. And now we look at where they're at. So, even though the wind blew a few down and broke a few, you know, they're still ginormous and they're still spreading, which is a good and bad thing. But I'm gonna let them spread right in through here. But I'm gonna actually dig these little ones up. These little ones I'm gonna dig up and I'm gonna plant them, and I'm gonna put them in a pot, and then I'm gonna plant them somewhere on the property. So yeah, because I have a ton of elderberries coming around. Look at that, I got some elderberries over there behind there growing, and I'm just excited about that. This mint is about 3 feet tall. Don't make no sense. But it's just spreading out everywhere. I pull mint every single day. We're having a problem with spiders in the house now, so I'm pulling mint to put in the windowsills and around the doors so that the spiders can get away from us. Also, cover this bed with tulle. I'm covering things with tulle for 2 reasons. 1, the little white butterfly. I just killed one. I know. But 2, also have the deer that's coming back walking through my beds. It's weird because they're not really eating anything. I think I'm not planting anything that they really like, or having things that's grown that they really like in these beds. But they're just walking through the beds, and it's actually causing some destruction of some of my plants. So I just planted my corn the other day, and look, just about all of them have sprouted. Oh, and some of my little squash are sprouting that I put in there with them. Again, trying the 3 Sisters method. I have to plant some Kershaw squash in here. I think I'm gonna plant it in here as well, because I will put another cattle panel for them to grow up, and I liked the Kershaw squash. Was really, really good. So I want the Kershaw squash to grow here. I'm gonna put my sweet potatoes in on this end of the bed where I had them last year, but this year I'm just gonna, had to put a little more, I was gonna say seasoning in the bed. Not seasoning, I had to put a little more fertilizers in the bed. So, that's what I'm doing. My grapevines are doing amazing. Last winter, I actually cut them all the way down as well. And now they're just growing everywhere. I need you to go in to the cattle panel, not out to the garden. Look, into the cattle panel, not out through the garden. Hopefully it will listen, but it might not listen. So let's see if I can weave this in, because I want it to go up and not out. Leave it in. Bugs popping on my nose. So, let's see. We have already, these grapes are gonna come. I'm excited. I'm gonna wrap them in tulle as well, so that way when they do start, I can actually get something. But I'm getting ready to go away for a week, and we're just gonna hope and pray that when I come back, everything's okay. So I do have a pet sitter. He will come through my garden. He will water for me. Just hoping that everything's gonna make it. Again, taro. It came back. Taro, it came back. Taro is coming back. Look, all the way over here. All the way over here. Taro is back. all these tomatoes, I didn't plant any of them. And I don't know if they're cherry tomatoes or Roma tomatoes from last year. Hopefully they're Romas. You know, maybe they're Romas. I planted sunflowers and peas in here, and these I had to do 2 rounds of peas because the first ones never came up. Sunflowers never came up. It looks like maybe I might be getting a sunflower or 2 coming up, but I'm going to go back through and reseed some more sunflowers, and hopefully that'll work. So like now I have sunflowers coming up out of nowhere. Like, here you go. Here's one. Volunteer. I have another one way over there, a volunteer. I guess from last year, I guess, that got kicked around. And there, it's coming up now. So we'll see. We'll see how they do. I'm going to go ahead and plant some more when I get home. I wish I could find the seeds. If I had some more seeds, I would go ahead and plant them before I leave, because I would like them to be already germinating by the time I get back. I also have little things like, this looks like a turnip or a radish, mullein. Mullein. I never planted mullein in this pot. It just came up. I got several mullein plants in this bed that came up. And I only had one right here last year. Now it's just everywhere in the garden. So, which is fine because I just pick it and dry it out and mullein tea for people with them bad lungs like myself. Yeah, I think these are radishes. I don't know if they're radishes or turnips, but I did plant the radishes here a while ago and they never came up. Look, another melon. So, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm just excited. Again, elderberry. Again, this is where I cut it last year. Look, during the winter, I cut it here. Yeah. I'm going to have plenty elderberries this year. Plenty elderberry. Look at my beautiful ginkgo tree. I don't want it to root here, so I have to keep moving it so it doesn't root in the ground here. But I want to plant it on the property somewhere, and I don't know where I want to plant it. I'm just last week I was to the point where I just wanted to go ahead and give up on my garden because of the time and how tired and how bad I was feeling. And I just pushed myself to do it, and thank you, Jehovah, for helping me and giving me the strength. And things are growing. Look at my onions. Get ready to go to seed. These are onions that I used in the house. You know, things that I bought from the store and just planted them. Garlic, I don't know why they're laying down because of all the storms that came through. But all this garlic is garlic that I bought. Garlic that I bought from the store, and just planted the big cloves. I have big cloves of garlic, so I'm like, I'm planting these. And they're coming up everywhere. I'm excited about it. My carrots are coming up. Look at these carrots. Look at these carrots. And these smell so good. But once you plant one, they come back everywhere. But they smell good, and they're good for tea and everything. So I eat them and drink them. Yep, that's what we do. So that's Gigi's garden. I just let these dandelions thrive because I use the dandelion greens. I use the flower. So yeah, just go ahead and use them. They're coming. That's what they're here for. That is what they're here for. Let's see if there's a better shot of the carrots coming down through here. There you go. Look at that. China rose radish I got growing here on the end. Yep. Going to seed because I'm going to eat the seed pod, but I'm also going to let some of these seed pods go because I just want this to be a radish bed. I love to roast radish, and I'm going to let them seed pods go and let those radish keep coming back time after time. Look at my comfrey. I don't know how many times I have divided this plant and given half of it to my friend. The chickens ate it all the way down to the doggone earth, and I didn't think it was going to come back, but it's back and it's thriving. My comfrey over there, I'm going to divide it again, and I'm going to put it in the orchard because evidently it's good to grow with your fruit trees. I also have peppers that I put through here, hot and bell, all through here. And plus I put 2 little tomato plants. They're yellow tomatoes. I don't remember the name of them. They are over there. I just don't feel like walking over there. And coriander. Coriander growing here. Cilantro. Is coriander cilantro? Cilantro, coriander. I can't remember. But I got one. I put a whole pack of seeds of coriander, cilantro seeds here because I like cilantro. But I got one plant. I ain't mad. At least I got one. So I will replant it because I would like to have more than just one, because I like to use my cilantro and oregano and parsley and all that. I love to use those herbs. So I'm going to plant some more. Just figure it out. Hopefully hopefully I'll get them to grow. This also, my little burnout bed here. We burned up all the boxes that were here in a pile, looking a mess, but I burned them up so I could actually get a load of dirt dumped here. And I'm going to build a nice bed here. And I think I'm going to make that my I think I was going to make it a bean bed and just plant a ton of beans. Or if I get the dirt here soon, I can get my okra in here and I can just make that okra bed. We'll see. But we got to fertilize it and get it together and make sure that it's up to par so the things can grow healthy. Things can grow naturally and, full of vitamins for my family. So that's what we're doing. Also put radishes all on this little back end back here. And because, again, I love roasted radishes, so I planted a bunch of them, and that was last night. It was still wet.